And I now give the floor to Algeria.
سيد الرئيس.
Mr. President, allow me at the outset to thank Undersecretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator ad interim, Ms. Joyce Msuya, for her briefing. We also listened with interest to the statement by Mr. Jovenir. Algeria once again expresses its deep concern over the ongoing escalation of tension caused by military operations in Russia and Ukraine. Unfortunately, it is Ukrainians who bear the brunt of this incessant escalation. In addition, the dire humanitarian situation is also a source of deep concern and requires a clear commitment from both sides to put an end to it. As we meet again to discuss this alarming situation on the ground, we still see no signs of a de-escalation. In this context, allow me to share the following comments. First of all, it is essential to give due priority to diplomatic efforts to address the very serious humanitarian crisis in Ukraine in a comprehensive manner. This can only be achieved through a clear commitment by all parties to de-escalation and respect for the UN Charter and international law, in particular international humanitarian law. Secondly, the logic of confrontation has never yielded a solution to disputes. Instead, its place must be taken by restraint, dialogue, and negotiations based on the principles of inclusiveness and a peaceful settlement of disputes. The use of weapons will only lead to more lives lost, including amongst civilians and especially children. This will bring more suffering to the population. It will bring the destruction of infrastructure and will raise the risks of pushing back a solution to the conflict. Algeria reiterates its commitment to support all efforts aimed at achieving peace and at laying the foundation for a sustainable and peaceful solution to this crisis. Thirdly, the polarization resulting from this crisis is a source of grave concern for Algeria. Indeed, it contributes to further escalation with disastrous consequences for international peace and security, including food security and energy security. Algeria is convinced that multilateral efforts and intensified international diplomatic efforts are the best way to achieve concrete solutions to this crisis. Such efforts will allow to preserve diplomatic frameworks and reach a peaceful settlement in accordance with the purposes and principles of the United Nations Charter and the legitimate security concerns of all parties. I thank you. I thank Algeria for the statement.